Welcome back to the podcast. This is Michael Sylvia. Here is Orion, my little morning star. He's acting all crazy. He's trying to knock the podcast thing over. Hey, check it out. You see his I don't know if you can see his you can't see it on the camera, but he has his little silver lining on his neck is Orion's belt. Let the guy go. He's all playful. Love my Prince of Darkness. So, what do we got going on? Oh, yeah, let me show you. More codes, right? So, remember the UFO? Uma. They discovered on October 19th, 2017. And decode that into 1917 for 12 years. So, I thought that was correlation a little bit with this all over again and anything else that goes down the rabbit hole of let me see, Aaron Hernandez's death on 4/19/2017, and then he breaks it down again 1917 4/20, 27 Club, Chico, Aaron, Joseph, Hernandez, AH. So, the guy got pushed to play well. He had a lot of things going on in the past, as we explained before, as his father remember, again, he loses his father at 16, 1-6. Then he has troubles in Florida. He's 17, 1-7. So 1-6, 1-7. 16 when his father died. Hernandez hernia. And if you spell a hernia with Hernandez, it's like, oh wow, look at that. So, and then hernia surgery, Sandy Hook, So, Sylvia Hernandez, just kidding. So, so it's like all kinds of codes and playing with the mouth. So anyways, Aaron Hernandez definitely murdered in his cell, and obviously brainwashed and framed, most certainly framed. We can definitely go with that. That's 100% with all the cases that are going on with this guy. Everything you go with that's been let out. So, 16, his father dies. 17, he allegedly pulls the trigger in Florida at 17. So the 6 becomes a 9, 1917. And I got another one for you if you want to go on a time warp like that. Here's the next time warp. Here it is. He died in 2017. So you got 1-7 right there with a 2 left over. All right? You got a good memory? So now Corona, that sunshine thing, that disease that came out of China, China. So when Corona came out, that was late 2019. 2020 it hit real hard, but it came out in 2019.
Yes.
So 2017 he dies, 2019 it comes out, kind of like a curse. Even like this 2012 Mayan calendar, 2012, he allegedly fucking pulled a trigger there too with that fucking one-eyed Willie from the Goonies that's in prison now for shooting up a club. That's where he's at now, in a fucking prison. That Alexander Bradley shit, 2012. And so anyways, Corona comes out. This guy's freaking murdered in his cell. In a very sloppy and loud way. Sloppy and loud. Alleged suicide. So with that, if you take the 2009, let me give it to you one more time. 2017, 2019, his death, Corona coming out, a message, that would be 1917. And you got 2 2s left over. Shit. Take the 2, add the 2 together, you get 4. Take them apart, you got 2s. Put them together, you got 4. Bring them apart, you got 2. 420. Hey. Simple Math, SM. Morning Star's Simple Math. There you go. Messages. So, you know, it's sad to think that people are gonna, it's bad enough that people are gonna hypnotize kids to shoot up a school, or all the type of hypnosis that goes on with enslaving children and enslaving citizens and using it through authoritative figures that are abusing their authority rather than protecting the citizens and guiding them in the right direction. And obviously there's been a lot of that both ways, but God bless the people doing the good fight, because they always win. So amen to them. And then like I said, Aaron Hernandez, 27 clubs, 7 plus 2. 7 plus 2 is 9, 7, 9. So it's no joke. I mean, for God's sake, in like, it's come to a point where it's like they even, I think it's like there's a lot of messages out there to where like people of real higher power than whatever dopes decided to do this to Aaron in that tin can prison he was in, that dump. Because if you read about the prison he was in, that he died in 2017, by the way, there were riots inside the prison that he allegedly killed himself in. You know what they were doing in those riots? Oh yeah, that's right. They wouldn't let him shower or whatnot. But anyways, there was a lot more to it. Because listen, whatever they reported, that's what they reported to us. But here's what we got for feedback. Inmates smashed up the cameras. They smashed up the TVs. They smashed up anything, electricity, wires, everything. I mean, yeah, to get the inmates to get that fucking wild, dude, there's more going on. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's bad inmates, but if that's happening all the fucking time, dude, over there, then you got an issue. There's more than going on than comes a point you can't just blame the fucking dogs when you're the one, you know what I'm saying, when people, this is a shit fucking prison. So, and like I said, like when you read it off of Wikipedia, they were leaving him in their cells butt naked and pulling their hair, and when they were raiding the cells, they would not, they barely brought their camera recorders. They never recorded anything. They didn't log anything. People coming in and out of the prison unlogged secretly, and then it comes out later on anyways. You know? What an idiotic thing to do. I mean, think about the principles here. You get 1917, so obviously you're looking at some kind of international terrorism being torn up into this motherfucker. And I mean motherfucker in a good way, because I love Aaron Hernandez. You know? And it's sad that look, let's be honest, like a BMW with him, 2 guys, OC plus Wallace getting him hopped up on PC, getting it from somewhere. All that shit's entangled by more people than just those guys in the car. They all got a bunch of handlers floating around. It's all one big fucking setup. He's got the 27 club, and so does Odin Lloyd. The Thunder comes over after Odin Lloyd fucking dies. Why? I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what. It's reported that the cops had to hurry up. The feds, the police officers, the good agents. They were trying to get all the crime scenes. They know exactly what happened, and unfortunately, they had to hurry. And because you have to hurry, when that happens, chances are you didn't collect all the evidence. Chances are pretty good. Got rained out, can't go back. It's all gone. That's it. Time's up, and you can only do so much and see so much in that amount of time. And there's no gun still. A 1945. I mean, a 45 gun. AH. It's so subliminal, it's not even funny. You can't even escape it. You can't get away from it. It's just the fucking truth. You know? Imagine if this guy, Mr. Aaron Hernandez, was given medical attention. What then? But nobody ever gave him a chance. You know why? Because he was being mind fucked for 10 fucking years or more, while other people are trying to help him out. So it's just, that's sad as fuck, man. You know what I mean? So, Star Wars or however they're doing all that crazy shit, they got it in his head. And that's sad as fuck. Did Wallace get out of the vehicle with Aaron Hernandez and Odin Lloyd? These are good questions. And did OC get out with Wallace? Because he's the one that's, all of our testimony is on one dude that sat in the back fucking seat. Actually, I don't know who was driving. What difference does it make? All I know is this. The one guy they're listening to.
Lying.
Yeah, he's lying. He's lying. His first testimony is that Wallace got out of the vehicle with Aaron Hernandez and Odin Lloyd. That's what OC said. But unfortunately for OC, he's a full of shit liar, because then afterwards he changes his story and OC says, well, Wallace did not get out of the car, the BMW with Aaron Hernandez and Odin Lloyd. At all now. Oh, wait a minute. Nah, I guess he didn't. So since that's the case, since he can't make up his mind on that shit, I don't see how the fucking conviction even fucking plays out. Considering it's a big fucking mind trap MK Ultra setup in that poor guy anyways. That's all that shit is. Nothing more, nothing less. Some sick motherfuckers is plugging into his fucking head and making him act out. Bunch of fucking dicks. Shame, shame, shame. That's human trafficking.
And human trafficking means what?
It's evil shit.
Tell me about human trafficking.
Human trafficking. Isn't that crazy?
Suicide note?
Since we've been doing this, since I've been doing these podcasts.
Suicide note.
Cops are coming here. Cops are going to my girlfriend's apartment looking to see. Police officers came over here nicely asking if she, Lucy, was suicidal. Neither one of us is suicidal, folks.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Right? And then there's an officer at her place in New Hampshire looking for a suicide note.
Dredging for one.
Yeah, so it's like, what's up? If he just committed suicide, then he committed suicide. What's the fuss?
Who needs a note?
What's the big deal?
Yeah.
In fact, if it's not such a big deal, I got a bigger question for you on this stupid fucking case. Better one for you. In the cell that he allegedly killed himself in, which I don't buy.
5 suicide notes.
Yeah, 3 suicide notes. Right? But, where was I going with this one? Aaron Hernandez, man, I lost my track of thought for a second. Let me have a sip of coffee here. Oh yeah, that's where I was going with it. I remember now, sorry. Got a little brain damage myself. Let me smoke this 420, get over it, and I'll give you the story. The officers give their story, their testimony. So they're saying, the COs, not OC, COs, not OC in the BMW, but the COs in the prison. So they're saying the night crew are claiming that they seen him whenever he, after his phone calls when he was all fine or whatever, that everybody listened to and said everything was okay. And he was very optimistic and whatnot. But you get bullshit rumors out of there saying he is or isn't doing the synthetic marijuana. And synthetic marijuana makes you fucking suicidal and crazy and stupid and psychotic and delusional. It has nothing to do with real marijuana whatsoever. I already know. Trust me. This marijuana, legit. You do synthetic marijuana, like some OC gets grown and passes that shit around, no good for you. Synthetic, it's garbage. Got it? So all I'm saying is that they're saying that that everything was fine. That the other guy comes on. He says that he was in a fog. So he didn't check the cell on his first couple of rounds, and then on the third one, then he finally notices a sheet on his door, and somehow he gets it off, or he jimmies it off, and it's jimmied with the soap and the water on the floor or whatnot, and all the writings on the wall with the pyramid, all seeing eye of God with the Bible and whatnot, the 3 notes, and the 316 on the forehead, and the circles on the feet, and the cut middle finger, all signs and symbols of a satanic fucking thing that happened. So, you know, there's just too much. The place has already been known for being full of shit before that even happened. So, I mean, shit, that place, in my opinion, is like a big fucking Alcatraz. It truly is. If you can't take care of your inmates, then fuck. You know what I mean? Like, a job is a job. I think people went way too far. And in fact, look at O.J. Simpson. Hey, let's just look at the facts of reality here and what's going on here. There's people walking around, all rehabilitated and all kinds of, you know, that's the way the world is, folks. I mean, if this guy was to be murdered, they would have gave him the death sentence, right? How long did Charles Manson live for? Come on, man. That guy lived for a long fucking time. And that guy was a real fucking serious fucked up killer. This guy was brainwashed. Couldn't have fucking, no one was even trying to help this guy out because it was too much to fucking hide about fucking people being too fucking crooked. You know? Yeah, a lot more to that story. That's bullshit. So, you know, like I said, Robert Kraft having that as a problem around the same time is going into Russia, 1917. There's the number you get that number from. He goes on TV, gets played out for a Super Bowl ring. Yeah. Yo, check this out. Check it out. I'm going to play this joke out again because I think it's fucking funny and I'm on a roll, I think, a little bit. I'm trying to. So here it goes. The Moscow Museum. Here's what I like about the Moscow Museum for myself. One, it has MS on it, which are my initials, so I like that. Thank you. My museum from here. Moscow. And the cow is WC backwards for witchcraft from here. I'm presenting witchcraft from here to there with symbolic messages of witchcraft. And the witchcraft, the WC, the CW, there's an O in there, like for cow, for milk. I love to drink milk. It's the Milky Way, like the galaxy. All right, so here we go. So we got the Moscow Museum. And since he wants to make jokes about hooking this guy up with a 45 Magnum, and brainwashing him like a student going into a school, and guns in the closet and all that shit. Guns in a closet. Okay, funny. So they all up in this guy's fucking head like you wouldn't fucking believe. You know. And all along, when people knew Aaron Hernandez the best, they're saying he was a good fucking dude. So it's like whatever. So anyways, in that Moscow Museum, there is a stolen ring from New England, from Robert Kraft, Jewish owner of the New England Patriots, a huge giver and patriot himself of all this area and more, and to children and the hospitals and the schools and all the different education systems and the sickness and everything else and whatever I haven't said. But give, always just an outstanding man. And then a man on the other side of the planet, we're on the US, he's in the SU. SU is reverse of US, the opposites. And over there, he just took his ring. So that guy who speaks German doing Nazi shit into Ukraine, that guy stole from our Jewish owner, Patriots owner. And everybody's supposed to like Putin over their own local people. Everyone getting brainwashed and stolen from, and security's like, oh no, I mean, like, this is what I see. This is what I'm feeling. This is what I know what I'm seeing. In all due respect, at least in the past. Due respect all here too. Because America is number one. But anyways, when you look at so he since he likes to do Nazi jokes, here's one for him. It's funny. So this guy had Rhode Island plates for this 2012 shooting. Check it out. It's funny. And he wants to make fun of him like he's Adolf with the whatever, because they're pinning him down, you know, psychologically. And so basically, on the ring, it's a Super Bowl, and it's a Super Bowl ring, and on it, yeah, well, it's a Florida win. So follow me. On the Florida win, Florida is a sunshine state where you got the sun, and off the sun you got the corona. So with all of that, Florida Gator, you know. So with all of that, Florida win, you know, got him in trouble in Florida. Robert Kraft got in Florida. Robert Kraft, our beloved Robert Kraft, allegedly, well, he got on my camera, right? No, whatever. There's fucking massage parlors everywhere. Whatever. So, you know, they were trying to trap him and take his shit down there in Florida too by recording him in a massage parlor. That's silly. You know? So, you know, it's just what it is. All kinds of tricks. So, respect to Aaron Hernandez. He definitely got MK Ultra'd a bunch of fucking times, all kinds of ways by big dark entity, and, you know, and we already know that. There's always more to the story. That sucks. And God bless his family, right? Whew. Fucking loved watching him play. But that was the other fucked up message too, was about like he's a tight end. CTE, like this, like the brain scan. CTE, the C is, you know, CUC tight end, CTE. That was fucking just devastatingly taken away. So, hate to say it that way, but I want to move on from that. But anyways, the Moscow Museum, Florida. The Florida win on the ring for Putin. But if you look at the name Florida for that win that you got, Putin, or a win, unfortunately. Florida backwards is Adolf, R-I. Like Rhode Island plates and Adolf. Adolf, Rhode Island. And then that fake Hitler skull you got. Fake skull, final solution. So they've had this fake, so anyways, they say that Hitler's body got burned with all that shit and with Blondie the dog, and they were down there with Braun and all that shit, and will certainly die because there's blood splatter, and they got some molars, and they got the fake skull. You know, so a little bit of blood splatter on the couch, some old molars, fake skull. That's all the evidence they got. And so, you know, took some Harvard universities with some people with some brains to go over there and just do the DNA test. Be like, no, it's not even a guy. It's, I don't know what the fuck it is. So that's who they've been talking about. So I just think that's funny. And I'm not. And listen, by the way, I'm not into, like, when I've studied Nazism back in the day, I'm not into all that shit by any means. Ooh, I ain't into racism or sexism or any of the crazy shit. It's interesting how we pulled all that shit together. It's fun to read all the shit and learn it, but nah, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. But anyways, seems like Putin decided to go that route. Made it in Ukraine. Invaded Ukraine. Is destroying it. Fucking up innocent people. Wow. And he's also fucked up people over here too, obviously. At the same time, without not even telling anybody. Robert Kraft still never has gotten the Super Bowl ring back. He's never coming back. His father's never coming back. People's lives getting fucked up. That doesn't change. You know what I'm saying? Like, all kinds of crazy shit that is being pushed down on us, and that's some insane shit. So it's good to be aware. That's my message. Good to be aware. Yes. So what else is there to say? You got the fake Adolf Hitler skull, and you got the Adolf translation on that ring that he stole. So, stolen ring, there goes the code message, and the curse goes with it. You get the code word Adolf, Rhode Island on it. There's a link to that right back at you once again with the 1917 on his fucking death. And all that goes. So it's just, you know, paranormal and however the fuck you want to look at it. Mother Nature always finds a way. Just happens. What can you do? USA, under a spell. United States. The greatest country on the planet. Yeah, it gets a lot of fucking foul name, but you know what? So does the New England Patriots. You know why? Here's why. The best. And when you're the best, you get the most fucking flack. I don't like them. I don't Yeah, that's because you wasn't us winning and doing what we feel is the best way of living. So, without all the brainwash and sabotage and espionage, or even the fucking Boston Marathon and all that crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like, give us a fucking break. All that shit coming from another place over here. Come on, man. Give me a break. Yes? Alright, well, I'm going to let it go. Shame, Russia. Shame on you. Shame, shame. Yeah, anyways. Yeah. You know else who had head trauma, just like Aaron Hernandez? Number 81, Antonio Brown. People, I don't know. good that when people, if they're getting head traumas and shit like that, to be like, hey, it's like, hold that shit, because, hey, you know what? That was that play when he threw his shirt off. He said his ankle hurt. His ankle was hurting. He'd already won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady. Got a touchdown pass. Next season, they're on the way to another Super Bowl. But that game is, in the middle of the game, his ankle's hurting. Coach is fucking with him again. Told him to get off the field, leave, and fired him. He's like, all right, fucking threw his shirt off and left. Like, fuck it. And that was it. But I'm like, damn, man, like that's fucked. Imagine had he just like let him go, counseled him, kept him on the team, went all the way down the season, kept him, faced the Rams, would have went to the Super Bowl. But, just my opinion is that, like, maybe safe helmet, sure, but what about, helping them out? Like, I don't know. That is Aaron Hernandez for me is just like growing up at the same time as him, I'm 10 years older than he is. Let me clear this up. I'm 10 years older than he is. I'm born on Halloween, but he's born on 11/6. He was born 6 days after me, 666. 11/6 is 9/11 backwards, upside down backwards, right? I love that. But 2012, when that happened, that was 11 years ago. 11. Right now, it's been 11 years ago, so 11/11. Do I believe in the spirits and all that stuff, and what's after this life and all that? I do. Of course I do. God, all that. So, it's always more to the story. I believe it, but yeah, there's always more to what happened to Aaron Hernandez, and it sucks that they just paint him out as like, oh yeah, he was just a monster and he's a killer. And it's like, nah, dude. That dude was getting set up and he was getting programmed and people were fucking him over and he got shit on and that's what happened to him. There's a lot more to that shit. So, anyways, he's the man. Love Aaron Hernandez. He did get a touchdown pass in the Super Bowl, didn't make it, but God bless him. Right? God bless everyone. God bless families. God bless his family, his ex girl, his ex daughter. His daughter, of course. He'd be in heaven. He's like, come on. He's the spirit of Aaron Hernandez for me is super strong. It's so strong that I was even working at a Walmart, right? And when I was working in the back kitchen, I remember when I first got there that I would look up to the top, and I would see on one of the sensory things, it was a sticker and it said the number 81 on it. Because all they have these numbers, they have all the whatever number systems they have in Walmart, but it had number 81. And when I saw at the time, knowing nothing about his case at the time either, just love the guy regardless, because I remember, because I've seen him in a real game before when I've seen him play in real life at Gillette Stadium years back. It was Brady against the Broncos and Peyton Manning. It was a good game. We won. He was there. I remember seeing him and Gronkowski together practicing, and when we used to watch him practice, and Edelman was there, and it was always fucking great. So, I've always been a fan of his, and then like back then when I was in my 20s, and I mean, yeah, now too, but like more so back then, like him and I, our faces were like very in our facial structure and our ears and everything was very our nose and whatnot. Some of our vocabulary and habits and shit, just a whole bunch of shit. Just it's a lot of similarities. So it's just plus we're both Scorpios. Both Scorpios. Ouch. So yeah. So for me, when I learned when I first heard that he was just turned into a murderer, I was like, damn, that sucks. Whatever, you know what I mean? Not whatever, but yeah, that sucks. Then I heard he committed suicide, and I was like, damn, that sucks, man. Oh, that's sad shit, man. Like, what the fuck? And then the more knowledge I got in life, and the research I've done, and in the guidance I've gotten in life, I come to realize that that's not the whole story whatsoever. That guy got set up like a bunch of fucking by a bunch of fucking animals and continued on like a goddamn funny farm until he got fucking murdered in a cell. The end. Like I'll tell you what this reminds me of. It reminds me of a few fucking things. It reminds me of there's a movie called Murder in the First. And Murder in the First, it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. It's based on a real story on the Rock. Not here in Plymouth, but on the Rock. Down there in California, they had a fucked up prison over there, right? And they abused the fuck out of this dude in the hole. He's in the hole. They abused the fuck out of him. Long story short, he gets out of the hole all fucked up, like really fucked up. They cut him up, they beat the shit out of him, tie him up. All the shit you don't want to think about. They just fucked that dude up. The warden included. The warden included. So all that shit really happened. Then they let him out in the general public. He lost weight. He's all fucked up. He's abused. He's all tampered out in the brain, psychologically tapped. And then he walks by the guy who told on him, the snitch. He's like, oh, you're the reason why I was in there. So he lost his shit. So like in the Matrix, he pulled out the spoon, which he did, and he shoved it in the guy's neck and killed him. Guy bled out. Now he's indicted for murder. So the lawyer gets involved. They figure it all out. They figure everything that's been going on with him, and they said, "Listen, here's what happened." Oh, and by the way, the only reason why he's even in prison to begin was because he stole food because he wanted to feed his kid's sister. And that was it. So, anyways, what happened was the lawyer came to figure out that Alcatraz was such a shithole that had they not treated that motherfucker like that in the first place, he never would have fucking turned into a murderer. And in essence, you know, like people tailgating that guy everywhere he fucking goes, psychologically turning him into a fucking murderer on purpose and providing him with guns and getting him high on PCP and the bad friends on purpose and all that shit orchestrated on purpose, not by accident, on a real level. That motherfucker got murdered, dude. And that's all that shit is. You time all that shit out, that's fucked up. You don't do that shit to people. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go to sleep, but yeah, peace out. Love you very much. And yeah, for the future, you know, you learn about now, you learn about the past and the future. You save children that way rather than acting like we don't know what's going on. So just have some ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's all good. I love you. Here we go. It gets me a little upset thinking about this shit. I'm sorry. Yes. Happy 420. All right, all set. Oh yeah, one more thing. One last thing, because this is where it cut off, and I want to make sure I get it through. In 1933, in the year that Adolf Hitler swore his hand up and took oath, right when that shit really fucking happened, that year, Joseph Stalin in Russia invaded Ukraine. invaded it, beat it up, blew it up, stole the grain. No bullshit. Stole Ukraine's grain. Grain from Ukraine. No bullshit. And starved out 20 to 30 million fucking people to death and scientifically recorded all and used that same science all over again in the military industrial complex all over again and everybody else. So don't trust them over there. Sorry guys. Thanks for nothing. So appreciate it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, look it. You know what I mean? So good.
Good night.
Have a good night over there. And here in America, God bless America. God bless everything we have here and all the militaries and the police officers and the agencies and everything we have and all the good medical and everything that's fantastic, because everything that's like that is the best that's here in this country. So I know that and I believe that. And thank you very much. The coffee just definitely got to me. Holy shit. I gotta calm down.
Good night.
Good night. I love you. Peace out. I love you.
Come to me.